Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tech for You GH Consulting. This is 90 Days Excel Skills Challenge, and today is 23 days. Congratulations for finishing 22, day 22. In day 21 and 22, we concentrated on the learning how to work with date in Excel. 23 and 24 will do the same to time. So today we are looking at introduction to time functions. We want to understand how Excel deals with time calculations and timesheet and others. So let's go straight and see how it handles it. Now the concept is that if we understood that date is a number like 1, 2, 3, then Excel treat time as a fraction of that number or fraction of the day. So whatever date or hours that you mentioned is a fraction of the day, and the day is 24 hours. So if you take 12 p.m. noon, it's exactly half of the day, and that will give you 12 over 24. That is 0.5. If you take 6 a.m., it's a quarter of the day, so it is going to be 6 a.m. over 24 hours, which the calculation will end at 0.25. So that is how the calculation is. And because the time is also a number, we can also do subtraction and addition in it. And it helps us to be able to subtract time in and time out so that we can use it to do payroll calculations and others. So let's quickly jump into work and begin to understand how it looks like. So remember, we are using 2 days to treat this. So today we are only looking at how to understand the calculation so that tomorrow we can take action. Okay, so if you want to enter date into Excel, it starts with hours, colon, minutes, colon, and seconds. So if you want to enter 12 p.m., you do 12, then your colon, then 0, 0, then you can bring your colon, then you do 00 seconds. Then when you hit enter, this is technically 12 p.m. So let's use the same idea and enter 8 a.m. in this one. So 8 a.m. will give us 0, colon, 00, then we'll do our a.m. So I can end here, and then I'll get 8 a.m. The same 8 a.m., we can enter it again, 8, colon, 00, a.m. And because it is a fraction of 24, when you format it to number, you get 0.33. So it's going to be equal to 8 divided by 24. So it's equal to 8 divided by 24. So anytime you type 8 a.m., it Excel treats it as divided by 24, and it gives you the fraction of the 24 hours in a day. So that is it. The same fraction divided by, so let's say 8 divided by 24 will still give us the fraction, but here we can format it as time, and then it comes back as this. If you format it as a number, you will get 0.335. But if you go there and use the number formatting and format it as time, it will give you 8 a.m. So any number that you type as a fraction of 24 is a representative of a time in it. So that's how Excel treats it. Excel treats it as 24. So if you enter 10 a.m., 10 a.m., it is a fraction of 24. And this 10 a.m., when it is formatted into time, will give you, when it's formatted into number, it will give you 8 fraction of 24, and that is 0.42. So anytime you enter any number, it's a fraction of 24. And understanding of it will give us the fraction and help us to subtract the numbers for us. So we can subtract 10 a.m. from 8 a.m. from 10 a.m. like we do here. So we'll have our 10 a.m. minus our 8 a.m. and that will technically give us this. When it is formatted into number, then we'll get the actual number. Or we can multiply this one by 24, then we'll get the actual hours that we have. So when it is multiplied by 24. So multiply by 24, then you can get the actual number that you have multiplied by 24. So that is 2 hours. So you see, 10 a.m. minus 8 a.m. gives you 2 hours. And that is how the calculation is done in Excel. So let's come and look at this table. Here, 12 a.m. is exactly 24 over 24, because that is the 24 hour. 12 a.m. is always 24 hours. So it's 24 over 24, and that gives you 0. 8 a.m. is 8 over 24, and that gives you 1 over 3 and can give you 0.333 as a fraction. 12 p.m. is a half. 12 hours over 24, and that gives you half, and that gives you 0.5. 3 p.m. is going to be 12 plus 3, which is 15 over 24, and that's 15 over 24, and it gives you 5 over 8 and can give you 0.6265. Then 3:15 is also 15 divided by 24 will give you 0.25. So it's going to be 12 plus 3.25 divided by 24, and that gives you 0.635. So this is how the calculation is done. Now notice that we always divide the numbers by 24 because it's a fraction of 24. And that means if you don't want to do time math and get the hours as a result, we must also multiply the decimals by the 24 like I did over here. So whenever you do the subtractions or additions, you can also multiply it by 24 in order to get the actual one. So with that idea, let's look at our first addition. So we'll do addition and subtraction. So we have a program that is starting at 10 a.m. and the program is supposed to last for 5 hours. What will be the end time? So two calculations we are looking up here. We are looking at the manual way of doing it, and then we are looking at the function way of doing it. So with the manual way, what we know is that every hour we give is a fraction of 24. So once we have 10 a.m., we take the 10 a.m. and then we add it to our 5 hours. But now it's a 5 divided by 24. So the 5 hours is going to be divided by 24, and whatever function you get will be added to the 10 a.m. and that will give you 3 p.m. Please, can you use your fingers to count? Add 5 hours to 10 a.m. with your fingers and see if you can get 3 p.m. That's the manual way of calculating it. We divided the 5 hours by 24, and then whatever we got, we added it back to the 10 a.m. Now the program, the same method too, is a function. Tomorrow we look at the functions, but briefly what we can do is that there is a function called time. So we are going to do so that instead of dividing by 24, we use that function to do the calculation and add whatever it gets to the 10 a.m. So we take the 10 a.m. and then we add the time, which is the function, and then it takes the hours, the minute, and the second. So the hour is 5 hours, but the minute it was not given, so it's taken as 0, and then the second was also taken as 0. Then we close the time function. It will also add and give us 3 p.m. So either you are doing the manual way by dividing it by the 24, or you are also using the time to strike the difference and add it to the 10 a.m. So that is how the addition is also done. Now let's look at the subtraction. We have a program that lasted for 4 hours, and the program started at 12 p.m. What is the time the program ended at 12 p.m. So the program actually ended at 12 p.m. What is the time the program started? So let's look at it. So it's going to be equal to our 12 p.m. for the manual, and then we do subtraction, and remember it's our 4 hours divided by 24, and then we know that the program actually started at 8 a.m. It started at 8 a.m. and then ended at 12 p.m. If it is a function that we want to do, it is going to be the same method 2 function. So here, what is going to be equal to the 12 p.m. minus the time, which the time is now going to be 4 hours, 0, 0, and close the function. You know, the first 0 is the minute, the second 0 is the seconds. And then when you add, it moves it back to 8 a.m. for you. So that is how the calculations are done with time, the basic one. Tomorrow we will look at the functions and we'll look at how we do subtraction between time clock in and time clock out so that we can use it to do payroll calculations. That's what we want to do. But before we hit tomorrow, please kindly try your hands on this one. A program that starts morning seminar start at 9 a.m. lasted for 3 hours. What will be the end time? Lunch break start at 12:30 and took 45 minutes. What will be at the end time? Then workshop started at 12 p.m. and took 2.5 hours. What will be the end time? And then a staff meeting that started at 8 a.m. and taking 30 minutes. What will be the end time? I want you to try your hands on these ones, and then we meet tomorrow to look at how we can convert this understanding into real-time calculation in Excel to generate payroll. Thank you very much for watching. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, kindly do so, and also hit the bell so that when new videos are uploaded, you'll be the first person to catch up with it. Don't stop challenging. The objective is to be able to help us enhance our skills and become professionally strong when it comes to using Excel in any other field that you find yourself. So the challenge is still good, and let's keep the fire burning. We have done very well by getting to 23 days, and I know we'll finish very soon. Thank you very much, and meet you next day. Thank you.